Today I'm going to be predicting the Premier League, Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, FA Cup and Carabao Cup winners. If you want to go back and watch my first video of my channel, as this is my second, I predicted the Premier League winner in that video because I did a whole Premier League table prediction for the upcoming season. So if you want to go back and watch that first, then you can. But otherwise, I'm just going to spoil it in about 3, 2, 1. I predict Liverpool are going to win the Premier League. Last season they won it quite comfortably. I think it would have been a season where they would have hit possibly 90 points if they would have been pushed. Other teams will obviously be better this season. Arsenal, City, Chelsea. But I just feel Liverpool's improvements, they should be even better themselves. And if they definitely sign Gahey and Leone and Isak, if they sign those 3 players, they've had the perfect window. And there is absolutely no reason that they shouldn't win the Premier League. The pressure will all be on them. And if they don't win, then it's a big failure, in my opinion. So that is who's going to win the Premier League. Now, the Champions League's a little bit more difficult because there's a lot of teams that could win it. Again, Liverpool could win it. City, if they're back to the best, could win it. Arsenal could maybe win it. Real Madrid, you know, that's always their competition. PSG, could they go back to back? Bayern Munich. There's so many teams that could go out and win it. This year, though, I'm going Barcelona. My reason being is we all know how class Yamal is. Lewandowski, still brilliant. Rafinha's just come off the season of his life. He might be able to replicate it. Rashford's adding a different dimension. And, you know, if they can keep their players fit, I think they've got a really good chance. They got to the semis last year, a bit unlucky. They could go all the way next year, and I don't really want to put Liverpool for every single one, so... So yeah, I'm going to go for Barcelona to win the Champions League. Now, the Europa League's a little bit more difficult because it can just be a bit of an awkward competition, can't it? Last year, it was 2 Premier League sides in the final, and they were terrible Premier League sides. So this time, I'm going to go with a very decent Premier League side, and I'm going to go with Aston Villa. Now, I think Villa are going to win it. I think they're going to put most of their eggs into this basket. I think this is the way they're going to look at it, is this is their best route to the Champions League. Because the top of the table is so strong in the Premier League at the moment. You've got Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Newcastle. Those are probably 5 teams with a better starting lineup and probably squad than they have. And then you've got teams like Spurs that are trying to come back into it, as well as maybe United could try and push if they make a couple more signings. So I feel like they'll see this as their best opportunity. And with Unai Emery, you know, he's a Europa League specialist. So I think they've got a very good chance of winning it this year. And yeah, that's why I'm putting them. Now, the Conference League, it is, you know, it's full of really bad teams, isn't it? I mean, Chelsea were always going to win that last season. They always were. I know Betis gave them a good game in the final for like the first half, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. I'm going to actually go with another Premier League side again. Shock. But I just feel like the Premier League as a whole league is just so much stronger than like every other league in the world. So I'm going to go with Crystal Palace. Now, the thing about Palace is it depends what they do between now and the end of the window. It looks like they might be losing Gay and Eze. They've still got good players like Mateta. They just probably need to sign 1 or 2 players, 1 or 2 really decent players, because they're going to get good money for both. I think 35 million for Gahey, and then it'll probably be like 50, 60, 70 for Eze, depending on what his contract situation is. I'm not sure. But they can definitely reinvest that money and definitely have at least a good go at this competition. Because they're probably going to finish like mid-table in the league, maybe lower, because they'll be playing twice a week. They're not used to that. But they've got a good chance, so that's why I'm picking them. Okay, the FA Cup. The FA Cup. Interesting one. I was back and forth with this one for a while, as I was with the Carabao Cup. But for this one, I'm going to go with Chelsea. My main reason for this is I believe that they will be out of the Champions League and out of the Premier League title race by March, April. I think they will be out of both competitions. And I think they might still be in this one. And then they can just go and put their eggs all into this basket in terms of winning a trophy. They'll still be competing in the league for the Champions League spots. But I think that in terms of winning a trophy, it's what Chelsea are known for, aren't they? They go for the trophies. Fair play to them. And I think they've got a good cup side, as we saw in the Club World Cup. So I'm going to go with them as the FA Cup winners. And finally, the Carabao Cup. Well, again, I really did toss and turn over this. It's just such an awkward one. but I'm actually going to go with Manchester United to win the Carabao Cup. Hear me out. My thought process behind Manchester United winning the Carabao Cup is that they are in no European football. They don't have to worry about playing twice a week at all. Whereas a lot of teams, especially the ones that you'd think would win the trophies, they rest players quite heavily during the Carabao Cup, and especially around the Christmas period. For like the quarterfinals, the round before that, and then the semis. They do tend to go for it in the semis, but they've got no other competition to go for at that point in the season because they know they're probably not going to win the Premier League. They'll obviously be going for places to try and get back in the Champions League, Europa League sort of spots because that should be their aim for this season if they can. But winning a trophy, I think that would at least gloss over the season if they didn't quite reach those heights. And I think they'll go for it. I think they'll keep a strong team out week in, week out with this competition. I think they'll rest a couple players, but I think majority it will be, let's go for it. Let's go and win this trophy. That'll give us our platform. It'll settle the fans down with Amorim and the players. It'll give them some confidence going forward for the rest of the season. And then you never know, after that summer, they could be back challenging for top 4 the next season. It could be their platform that lifts them up out the way. So yeah, that is my list for the winners of this season. So those are my winners for each cup this season. So we have the Premier League winner Liverpool, Champions League winner Barcelona, Europa League winner Aston Villa, Conference League winner Crystal Palace, FA Cup winner Chelsea, and Carabao Cup winner Manchester United. So let me know what you think. Let me know who you think will win all of these competitions. I did want to put Liverpool to maybe win another one, but every time we've won the Premier League, we haven't won another trophy. Well, both times. So, which is absolutely fine. We'll take the Premier League. We will take the Premier League. I think we will challenge heavily for the Champions League. We could end up, in doing okay in both cups. I feel like we'll be resting a lot heavier in the Carabao this year, just to make sure that we're absolutely fine. Going into the winter period. We don't want to pick up any injuries because if we don't sign Gahey and Leone, then yeah, it could be trouble. But yeah, it just depends if we get dead unlucky with a draw again. I mean, if we would have beat PSG last season on the penalties, then we probably would have won the whole thing. I think that's just how it is. But yeah, as I said, let me know what you think in the comments below of who you have got as your winners. And yeah, let's come back at the end of the year and see how correct I was. Because I'm going 6 for 6, baby. 6 for 6. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.